Hey crafty friends, I'm Catrice and thank you so much for stopping by the channel. If this is your first time watching or if you are a repeat watcher, I appreciate you both so much. And today we are going to continue our Father's Day crafting with a few cards, and then I have some other just general crafts that I need to complete for my craft room. So I'm going to reposition the camera and we're going to head towards the craft table and go ahead and get started. Okay friends, so first up on the list today is going to be a clear vinyl plastic pouch that I want to put my initials on. And if you hear a noise in the background, that's the heat press. I've got it heating up for our next project. It's going to be HTV. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and weed this real quickly. And this is a monogram font that I got off of creativefabrica. And it just has my initials on it. So I'm going to go ahead and, so there's kind of like a scallop. I don't know if you can see the scallop part on it, but there's a little bit of a scallopy to it, and I thought that was rather cute. So let me get my alcohol white over here and go ahead and just kind of spray this down real quickly and then get ready. A lot of things I'm going to be doing today in today's video are going to be a few things that I plan on taking with me. We're going on vacation in a few weeks, so some things I wanted to make for myself. And I'm also going to do the Father's Day card that I mentioned in the last video. I haven't forgotten that, so we'll do that at the end. That'll be the last craft for today. And I hear the heat press just beat, telling me that it is ready. And this particular vinyl that I'm using today is Oracle. And it is a kind of like a bubblegum pink, a little bubblegum pink vinyl. And I thought that would be cute. Well, you guys know me and my pink, but did I wipe this down? I can't even remember. Well, better safe than sorry. I think I did though, but just in case I didn't. So I was saying that this is a bubblegum pink Oracle vinyl that I thought would be cute for this. If I can get it centered good enough. Got that down like that. And but the next project is going to be this tote bag, and I actually did a offset with my initials for it, so I can't wait to see how that turns out. All right, so that is that. I like that, and that's cute. So first project down, and here is the tote bag, which is kind of like a summery fun color tote bag with some white straps. And I'm just going to tuck the straps on the inside. I actually made this tote bag a while back. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but I have a sewing channel where that channel is more of things that I do. Whoops, sorry about that. More things that I do for my shop. And a lot of things over there that I sell. And if you guys are interested in more sewing products, sewing, tutorials and things, the channel is the name of my business, which is Catrice Designs. So you can head over there if you like. And this channel is the fun place where I come to just craft for fun and relax, because we all need that. Okay, so this is the tote bag, and what I'm going to do is put it on the heat press real quickly to take out some of the moisture in the fabric and get some of the wrinkles out as well. So we'll do that just for a few minutes. And this HTV that I'm using is also from Creative Fabrica. So I thought it would be fun to do kind of like this is a hot neon pink offset with the white vinyl letters. And this vinyl here is Teckwrap, and this is Caesar brand vinyl. So let's go ahead, and I was looking for my measuring tape, so I want to make sure I get this centered. Make sure I get the ends. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to do this little hot pink color since we are, you know, going to be at the beach and all. I thought that would be really nice. So let me measure this so I can make sure that my sides are even. 3. Oh, and 3, right on the money. Okay. All right, so we are going to press the offset part down first and then let it cool down and come back and put the top part on, the white vinyl. So we are going to head over to the heat press, and let me just reposition the camera. Take you guys over there with me. All right, so we are at the heat press. I'm just using my, what is this? HTVRont heat press. So we are going to get this on here all nicely. And when you're using HTV vinyl, because it has a layering on top and this is not ink or anything that can bleed into your machine, you don't need a cover piece to go on top. So we are going to put this down, and I always like to check, make sure it's going good under there. So putting that there in 15 seconds for 305 degrees. Okay, it is ready. And this is a cool peel, so I'm just going to put it down on the craft table and let it cool down for a second. Okay, I think it is pretty cool now, so I can go ahead and peel it up and see what we have. And so far, so good. Woo, that's a tough peel. All right, so that looks good. And now I am going to get the white vinyl letters and just lay it down on top. Oops. And then we'll press it again for the same amount of time. Oh, I love that. Okay. So cute. All right, so that's how that will look once it's pressed. All right, so I'm just going to head over to the press machine, get this pressed on real quick, and then we'll just come back to the craft table. Okay, we are back, and we're going to let this cool down and then peel it up, and we should have our design all in place. I really like how this turned out. Cut my Cricut machine off. I was using it earlier to cut out the vinyl. And that's what I use to cut all the vinyl that we're using out today. It's the Cricut Explorer Air 2. Okay, let's give this a whirl and see. Yep, looks good. All right. That looks really, really nice. Okay, I like how that turned out. So that's that. And I like that little pop of just color out of the blue pink because it kind of gives it a really nice summery feel to it. So I like that. And I've got my little straps on the inside. So that is the tote bag. And now we will go to our next craft. I'll put this in the garbage. Okay, so this is another vinyl with offset, and this is a tote that I have that I'm going to put my brushes in. So I just kind of wanted to put a cute little label on it, and spray it with some alcohol. I was trying to think where I wanted, if I wanted to put it on the white part or the vinyl part. So I am not sure. Uh-oh, I think I bumped the camera. Sorry, guys. Alrighty, so let's see which is which. Oh, you know what? I was going to name it brushes, but I think I changed my mind and went with makeup. Okay. Alrighty, so it says makeup and not brushes. And this is a just a regular font that I have loaded into Cricut. And I can't think of the name of it right now, but I will definitely link it below just in case you guys are interested. All right, so let me get some transfer tape. It is almost time for me to order some more transfer tape. I've had this about a year. No, 2 years actually. So I'll probably end up ordering some more to get through the holiday season. All right, let's see what we got here. And after looking at this, I think I'm going to go ahead and put it in my original plan, which is on the clear part of the vinyl. And so it says makeup. And I'm using an Oracle. And this is an Oracle vinyl. I don't know the color of it, but it's kind of like a like a green, it's a green. So let's see. Oops. All right. Let's get this down and kind of, I'm gonna put my hand under here to have something to brace up against. And let's pull this off. Oops. And hopefully this turns out the way that I want it to. I see a few bubbles in there, but that is perfectly fine. All right, so this is the white vinyl, and it is Tech Wrap. And this is the actual font of the words. And let's see if I can get this weeded. Oops. Okay. I got a little bit of a oopsie in here, but it's okay, because like I said, this is just for me, so a bubble or two would be just fine. So now I'm just weeding out the areas. That's the inset of the letters. Okay, so now we've got that. And that is what we have. It's the word makeup. And like I say, I will definitely remember to link the name of the font below. And then let's see if I can get this lined up without messing it up. All right, so let's see. Oh, I like how this look already, and I haven't even put it down yet. All righty, that is very good. I was trying to think, do I really need the squeegee? Okay, so that offset really helped make it stand out a little more. Okay, and that is how that looks. So I was thinking about putting it down here, but I said, I'll just put it up here. And it just says makeup. Alrighty, so we got that one down. And next, is going to be, I'm going to do this candle. So I have two candles to do today. I've had this candle for a while, and I always wanted something to go on the outside of it. So my candles, as you can see, I don't burn them. I'm one of those people where I'm always worried about leaving it burning and burning down the house. But so I never burn my candles. I just take the tops off of them. This is a what is it? Bath and Body Works candle, and I just take the lids off and just let it sit, in the room, and you can actually smell them. It smells pretty good. So I said that to say, if you burn your candles, I'm not really sure how, the vinyl will hold up. It may be okay, it may not be, but just so you know, I don't burn mine. So I don't have to worry about that issue, because I don't know if this gets hot or not. And for this, I'm gonna cut this off right in here because it's getting kind of thick. This is, not Oracle, Tech Wrap vinyl that I'm using for these hearts. And I just kind of measured around the candle and created the hearts. I got the hearts off of Creative Fabrica, but I went into Cricut Design Space and ungrouped them and just kind of spread them out to the width that I measured for my candle. And we'll see how that works. Hopefully, if I did it correctly, it should go all the way around the base of the candle. And we're almost there. Okay. So I have a heart right here that I kind of messed up a little bit when I was weeding. So I'm just going to kind of smooth it out a little more. Okay. So yeah, so my plan is to have this effect on the candle. So let me get my alcohol and I'm just going to spray my little cloth and then just wipe around the candle. And then we'll be ready to get this on. I have another one. This one I'm just going to have upstairs in my guest bedroom. But I have another pink one, of course, over here that I'm going to use here in my craft room. So let me get another piece of transfer tape that is actually long enough. Well, it was almost long enough, off by a smidgen. Not very much, so I almost made it. All right, let's put this back over here. And go ahead and get this on, and hopefully it wraps around like planned. Okay. So as you can see, this little heart is kind of coming up on the edge, but that's fine. We'll just make sure that I don't hit it with the scraper. And then I'm going to go over the back once and make sure it is good and stuck to the transfer tape. Okay, here we go. And I'm just starting. There's no front, back, side, or anything, so I'm just going to start here. Oops, and place it down like it's close to in the middle as I can. And then just kind of wrap this around. And I think we are going to make it. Yep. Alrighty, so we got it around. Let me just kind of burnish everything down and then go ahead and take this off. I thought I would use gray up against the blue to kind of keep in theme with the room decor. It's got a few that want to come up. Oh, that is cute. All right. So there we have it, little hearts around the candle. And then, like I said, this vinyl is gray and it is tech wrap. I'm just kind of burnishing that down a little bit. But yeah, that turned out really cute. I like that. All right. So the next candle, which is going to be here in my craft room, is, and this is also Bed Bath and Body Works. Yeah, Bed Bath and Body Works. And this one is pink champagne. So what I did, I just pulled the original label off. And now I am ready to put down some ribbon. So this vinyl here is tech wrap. And it is just some SVG ribbons that I found on Creativefabrica. And I kind of did sort of did the same thing with the bows that I did with the hearts. I just kind of took the SVG and splattered it around into the width of the candle, the length of the candle. And these bows are so large, I might be able to just, I'm going to place these down one at a time, because unlike the candle where everything just sort of went straight around, I kind of sort of want these ribbons to be just sort of like they're splattered around the candle. No particular design or anything, no particular pattern. So now what I'm doing is just getting the inside of the bows out. And I'm going to use, I'm going to cut this down, use a smaller piece of vinyl. I mean, smaller piece of vinyl, transfer tape. So to measure it, I'm going to just cut one of these out, so I know how much tape to cut. And I think doing it this way would be a lot easier for me. So let's see. All right. Okay, so let's spray this down and just kind of wipe around. And the same thing with this candle. I don't burn them, as you can see. And I've had this for almost a year, and it's still, you can still smell it. That was the champagne toast. I don't even know if they still make that scent or not. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys, if you can see or not, but that's the ribbons. And I just resized them from the original design that was in Creativefabrica. Oh yeah, that is a perfect size. Okay. So that's how I'm going to do these. I was thinking about doing sort of, so it's like that. I was thinking about doing like one middle ways, one up, one down. But I may just do, I don't know. I don't, I will start complicating some stuff, and we'll be here all day trying to get some vinyl on the candle. Oh my gosh. All right. What I was trying to say is I was thinking about going sort of up and then down, but I don't think I'm going to like that. So I'm just going to put it on the same. I'm just going to do a few going around the candle. So actually I could have just left these on the row like I did the hearts. But we'll get it done. Get it done. Ooh, now I kind of want to tear this vinyl up. All right. So I'm just sort of not really measuring it or anything, just putting it on. And, oh, that was the end. Okay, so that took 1, 2, 3. So that is how that looks. So it's like that. That is cute. You know, I may go in, I don't know, put some hearts right here, but we'll see. But I don't know, I may just leave it like this. Yeah, I like that. Alrighty, so these candles, they come with a lid that's, you know, gold. So they fit like that. All right, and now it is time for, I think that is all of the vinyl projects. So we're gonna go to the, sorry for the noise. We're going to go to the card making. And I'm just gonna put this transfer tape back on the cover and put this one back on the cover. And then I'm gonna clean up my little space. And then when I come back on camera, we will be ready to do the Father's Day card. Alrighty, we are back and now it is time for the card. So I have my cardstock panels that I'm going to be using. And I've got this little tray of bling that I purchased from Hobby Lobby about a year or two ago probably. And you can see how often I use it, which is almost never. It's still full. So I said this year I am going to use that. And then I've got some vinyl for the SVG that I'm going to just put on the card. And you're going to need scissors and some weeding tools and a wax picker for the beads. And now I need to go over here and pick up my little scoring board that I forgot to bring over to the table. So hold on one second. I thought I had everything. Let me get that. Okay. So I used the Score Buddy scoring board. This is the mini size. They also come in the larger size, but I have only been using the mini, and so far I haven't really needed the big one. Alrighty, so the base of the card is going to be white, and then the second panel is the black cardstock, and then this is sort of like a periwinkle blue cardstock. And the white is a Nina brand cardstock, and I think this is just some cardstock that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and score my card first. I'm getting the wrong thing in my hand. This is, I had this in my hand. This is just the bone folder from Stampin' Up. I used to, when I first started making cards, I used Stampin' Up a lot. That was how I got into card making. And then when I started doing more sewing and embroidery type, I kind of got away from it, but I am back making cards and love it. All right, so I'm just going to score this on the side, on the front, and then score it again on the back. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to glue down the back panel and the first layer, what I'm trying to say. In all of these, in Cricut Design Space, I use to cut my cards. Sometimes I'll use my spellbinders, but I already had the Cricut out, and I said, let me just go ahead and cut the card bases, using it. So that's how. And I put these measurements below, but the card is 5 inches by 7 inches, and it's a card that stands up like that. All right, so let me go ahead, and this is my normal glue that I always use, the Tumbo glue. So let's go ahead and get this down. Whoops, I almost put too much. And I usually just put in 4 corners. I guess I should get in frame. I should really mark something on my desk so I would know when I'm out of frame, because I never know until I just happen to look up at the viewfinder. All right, so I've got this, and I am going to just open that up and put this down, just sort of center it with the base of the card. So Got that down. And now this one, and I can't remember what size this is, but I will definitely link it below. Let's get this on here. And put that a little bit more right there. Okay. And then do the same thing with this one, just sort of put it, center it to it. So, and that is the effect that I have. And this is really easy to do if you're using Cricut Design Space, because you can just kind of measure it pretty quickly. All right, so the SVG that I got off of Creative Fabrica, of course. I know y'all tired of me saying Creative Fabrica, but pretty much that's pretty much where I get all of my SVGs from, because they have such nice ones. And all right, so let's get that down. Kind of pulling this back a little bit. And I almost lost my A. Oops, the A barely cut. I don't know what happened right there. All right, this little binder want to be a little thicker today. All right, so I think I get some scissors and cut this. Oops, cut that through like that. I think I might have accidentally, this acts a little bit like permanent vinyl. So I don't know if I accidentally picked up the permanent one or not, but that is some sticky vinyl. All right, I may have to do some surgery on that A, because the top of it, and I'll show you in a minute, looks like the machine didn't cut the top portion of it. It may not have made good contact with the mat, so. And this is actually the offset, so I might be able to get away with it. But let's see. So now I'm just going through weeding out the little sections. Let's see. Okay, so right here is what I was talking about. The A it didn't cut that top part of the A. So I am just going to get my little scissors, and the little skinny ones, and just sort of cut that off. These are some Cricut brand scissors. I'm just going to go ahead and trim this off, which is going to be fine because luckily it was the offset, but you're not going to really see. And I'm hoping that didn't happen to the actual file that's going to be on top, but we'll see. So this is a gray, and more like a silvery gray. And it is also tech wrap as well. So let's hope this this cut nicely for us. Okay guys, I'm not even gonna edit this out, but look at this hot mess. Okay, so that vinyl, oh my gosh, that was horrible. So what I'm going to do, it just went all crazy down here. So what I'm going to do is go into Cricut Design Space, and luckily I left I hope I left the file on the screen. And I'm going to recut this in a different tech wrap vinyl because I think, and I really need to label my vinyl so that I know what is permanent vinyl, because permanent vinyl is always so thick and difficult to use, and I kind of try to stay away from it. And it looks like I missed that here. All right, so I'm just going to go back to Cricut Design Space. I'm going to cut this out again, and it is going to take me about probably 5-8 minutes to do this, but it's going to be literally 1 second for you guys. So just sit tight, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back. See, I told you it wouldn't take that long. All right, this is going to be the offset, and then this is the actual SVG file. So I'm going to weed this one first. This is Tech Wrap and Oracle. Okay, we're going to try this again, and hopefully everything works the way it's supposed to. Oh yeah, I can already tell that just pulled off to just simple and easy, like butter. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through my stack of Tech Wrap vinyl and see what I have that I need to put to the side, and remember that it's gonna give me a problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this weeded out, and I am going to get my paper, the transfer tape that's for paper, and use that instead of my regular so that it doesn't rip up the cardstock. Okay, so I think I see 1 or 2 more pieces that need to be weeded out. And then I think we are good on this one. Let's see here. That's good. Okay. So I've got that all weeded right there. And now let me grab this transfer tape. I think I used this on the last video that I made a card in, which is this right here. It is made for paper because it's not so tacky. And then we will get this card put together. All right. I just cut this and didn't even measure, but it does fit. So let me just get this on here and varnish that down. Even though I wanted the charcoal background, the silvery background, but this blue will match just fine. It's still in the same family of the card. So let's get this on here. And let's all pray that this vinyl here doesn't stress me out. This is supposed to be relaxing and fun. And I'm up here working up a sweat. All right, so let's get this on here. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I just say it again. You see that I didn't. This SVG is from Creative Fabrica. There we go. Pull it off like a charm. So cute. Okay. Now it's time for the white vinyl. And my battery on my camera looks like it's getting ready to die on me. Okay, so this weeded the way it's supposed to. Nice and easy. See if we can get through this last part without my camera cranking out on us. So what I'm doing now is weeding the insides of the letters. And then we would be ready to place it on the blue vinyl. And this little card will come together. I'm glad I saved this task for last, because that was a bit much. Okay, I think I got everything weeded. Using my same little piece of paper. Transfer tape. Oops. Get that varnish down nicely. And let's put this on. Like I missed the spot on varnishing. Okay. Okay, got that weeded out. I think this is a sign for me to just use cardstock throughout the entire card and not try and get cute with vinyl. All right, so let's see if we can lay this down evenly. Okay. I'm just kind of rubbing that because I wasn't sure if I was centered or not, but yep, I am. Because this, I don't know if I mentioned or not, but this transfer tape is a little difficult to see through. Oh, that's pretty. You know, this is probably actually prettier than what I had at first, the gray. All right, I'm going to fix this little piece right here on the F. Get it lined up, and then this card will be finished. I'm going to leave the inside blank. Okay. Ooh, honey. Alrighty. So that is the card. And honestly, I think I like this blue better than the silver that I had. So let's see if we can put 1 or 2 pieces of bling on here. And I just put like maybe 2 right here in the corner. And then 1 over here. And I think that should do it. Just get my little wax picker. And I'm going to use black to keep in the theme. Stay in the color scheme. And there. Just mash it down a little bit, and it's like that. Okay. All right, guys. Let's bring everything back out, and I'm gonna turn you all up just a second towards me. Okay, crafty friends, thank you all so much for sticking with me throughout this video, and I hope you made it to the end, even though the drama with the card, but all in all, the crafts, I think they turned out really nice. So we got this here, which is what is this? My makeup bag. Got that, and then we've got the candle that we did, and I think I'm gonna turn you guys just a little bit because the sun is beaming in my craft room today, as always, actually. And then we've got that candle with the hearts all the way around. And we have the little see-through with my initials on it. And then we've got my favorite, which is the tote bag with the little pink offset. And sorry, my camera is not picking it up. But anyway, you guys, I think you guys saw it earlier, but that's that. And then we got the drama card, which turned out to be, I got it upside down, the drama card, which turned out to be very cute, actually better than what I originally had planned for it. So that is all for today's episode of crafting, and I appreciate you guys sticking around. And if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber already, consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. We are over here in our little world, just, you know, slowly growing, but we're growing. And until next time, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.